Hello, Jason here. It's been a while. It's been kind of a crazy couple weeks, but I'm back and I'm here with another book review. Today I'm talking about I Am Legend by Richard Matheson, and then this is the edition that has a bunch of other short stories and stuff in it. And yeah, I finished this book a few weeks ago, or at least the I Am Legend part of it, and then I was kind of reading the short stories over the a few days after. And I really liked this book. It's pretty short, pretty quick read. So you can probably plow through it in a couple of sessions. But yeah, vampire novel. It's super depressing, and this like sense of isolation is really apparent there. The main character is, essentially the last man on Earth. He doesn't actually know that for a fact because he's kind of stuck where he is, and he's not able to go too far from his shelter. But as far as he knows, he hasn't seen anybody in months, and this takes place over the course of a couple years. So as time goes on, he gets increasingly more isolated and lonely, and yeah, he's an alcoholic. He drinks constantly, and he spends most of his time just trying to keep up with his shelter, because at night all the vampires and stuff come out and try to get into his house to kill him. They want him dead. So that's the basic setup. Is he's just trying to survive. And there's he's got some backstory. He had a wife and a kid who both died to the disease or whatever it is. And he's another part of it. He's trying to figure out like what causes it, what he can do defensively. He figures out garlic and stuff like that. But he wants to know like why are they afraid of garlic? What about sunlight makes them not want to go out? Blah blah blah. So he's doing research and things like that, and that's pretty much. He's got a lot of time on his hands. It's all he can do really. There's a couple little parts where he has like glimmers of hope. Like he finds a dog, and then there's some other stuff that happens later on in the book. I don't want to spoil too much, but and it's just he doesn't trust it at first, because he knows how horrible it will be if he starts to love a dog and then lose the dog and stuff. So, and also the dog doesn't really trust him very much, so it's really sad. And then just very, very depressing, very sad. If I kept thinking like, man, if I was in this situation, what would I do? I don't think I would make it. I probably would drink myself to death, or just give up. And there's a couple times where the vampires are outside of his house, and he thinks about just going out there and letting them get him, because they're gonna get him eventually. Is his thought process. So yeah, it's really just a dark, bleak, very depressing sort of story, but really good. Very, like, the prose is great. Richard Matheson's amazing. And so, yeah, I highly recommend this book. I'm surprised. It's an old one. It's written in like the 50s. So it's taken me a long time to get to it. It's been on my list for a long time, at least. But I finally got around to it. And then the other thing I want to touch on just briefly is the ending is just way. If you've seen the movie with Will Smith, it's completely different. Like, not even in the same league as far as endings go. Like, it's just so powerful and impact, and like, yeah, it's really good. So even if you've seen the movie, I still highly recommend you read this, especially if you don't know how the book ends. it's worth it. And like I said, it's pretty short. You can get through it in like a couple of days. So, and then just real quick, the other stories in here, it was like 10 maybe short stories. They were pretty good, most of them. I mean, for the most part, they were pretty good. Some of them were really short. Like, one of them was only like 2 pages. And some of them were a little longer, like 25, 30 pages. But they are all really good, too. So I, recommend continuing on if you have this version that has those extra stories. Which I think pretty much all of the editions of this book that have been printed in the last, 20 years, I think all pretty much have them. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Like I said, really enjoyed it. I gave it, I think, 4. I might have even given it 5 stars on Goodreads. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah, check it out. I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. If you've read the book, have any thoughts and want to share, comment below. If you like these kinds of videos, like and subscribe. And I'll be back hopefully later this week with my second part of the 1980s Stephen King reading project. So I'm working on that. So thanks a lot. Stay safe out there. Peace.